Everybody to the Intel Extreme Masters in Shenzhen, China. We're joined on the casting couch right now with Strife Crow, who recently finished top 8 and had a pretty rough series. You know, Kong, how you doing, man? How you hanging in there?
I'm doing a little better now. Now I had one series rest, just got to relax, watch the other series. But when I first lost, I was feeling pretty bad, with how it ran out. Yeah.
For sure, especially that Zoo game was just so close. The rolls. What was going through your mind during those exact moments where he was like rolling and getting the lightning storms?
Yeah, well, I thought after turn 3 when I kind of played out my hand and I didn't get lightning stormed, I thought there was almost no way he could come back. You know, like every turn after, I was like playing such strong moves and he was so far behind. I kind of saw how he was playing it, like everyone was like it was like roll the right totem, top deck the lightning storm, and then. Even if he didn't get roll the high roll in the lightning storm on my Amani, I would have won. But even after there were so many turns, I could have won. Like I had like 4 turns to tap for a Soulfire.
Yeah. Double arcing.
And then the other thing was he Drake and then top deck another storm. I would have won the turn after that as well. So I don't know.
Pretty tough. And it's an all new series, right?
Yeah,
Taiwan won. Could have gone in either way, and maybe you didn't have to use his Miracle Rogue. You could have maybe 3-1 from there. That's in the past. Now we're currently on Amaz and MaSsan. We're glad to have Strife Crow on the couch, so that way we can cast this amazing matchup, because it's going to be between 2 really popular streamers, Amaz and MaSsan, but they also have a lot of skills to back it up. We're going to start this conversation off with the bans. We finally got information on it. Amaz banned the Rogue because, it's very standard to ban some kind of
Miracle Rogue or like Tempo Rogue. We don't know which deck actually MaSsan played, right?
Not necessarily, but now at least we know that MaSsan has Rogue in addition to Druid and Warrior. Makes sense. He played a lot of Miracle on stream. And MaSsan, in turn, chose to ban Priest. That's
an interesting one. I mean, even though Amaz is really known for Priest, not a lot of people take it as a serious tournament deck. It's more like his streaming personality deck. He goes on Twitch, gets a lot of viewers playing Priest. So we'll see. I mean, Amaz definitely is very, very good at Priest, but Priest obviously is kind of one of the weaker classes still. So
Amaz mentioned that when MaSsan bans Priest, it will be Amaz's game, because he was kind of expecting MaSsan to ban Priest. So now he can use all the other decks he prepared and practiced.
His Priest deck could be absolutely worthless and trash. And because the idea is that he would play every deck freely anyways.
Murloc Priest.
It's because, the Priest is not a normal ban, so now usually you can account for Druids not having to worry about them, or Rogues, Miracles. But now MaSsan has to kind of worry about all those things.
But guys, this is Amaz versus MaSsan. It's for the first time on the live event, they will be playing and facing each other. I'm so excited to see this game. Like, what they are going to bring. MaSsan is mostly like a Shaman player?
MaSsan, no, he's actually mainly a Druid player. But he also can bust out this Warrior deck, which we see right now, starting things off. And Amaz, he doesn't have to always play his Priest deck, because he also showed proficiency with Druid back at DreamHack.
Yeah, so MaSsan's Warrior deck actually has Argus. Not sure what really that means. Some Warriors with Argus can be tempted to even run stuff like Ysera, because they have Argus kind of to lock down the board. Get some more life. We'll see.
We've watched MaSsan earlier win with that Warrior deck versus Dongjong, right?
Oh man.
Yeah. I didn't see Ysera back then. I didn't even see Argus back then. So.
This is standard Amaz play.
Check out that turn 1, a Yeti right off the bat. And that's going to be really tough.
This is really brittle, because turn 2, you normally just drop the Armor Smith, and it's almost always safe on turn 2. It's like 1-4, it's like almost unkillable, or at least, it's extremely hard to trade efficiently against the Armor Smith.
Yeah, they had like.
But now you're dropping against the Yeti, so it's like, what are you going to do now?
I think it's the 4th time I'm seeing Amaz dropping a turn 1 Yeti in a tournament.
Yeah, this turn is hard. There's no execute for the Pearl Taskmaster combo. Dropping the Armor into this is just...
Hero Power is useless because it would just get nullified.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he might just Hero Power for a couple turns, try to buy some time.
Well, you can probably play the Armor Smith.
Play the Armor Smith anyways?
Well, then you tank like 4 damage and still get 1 armor back, right? And the Yeti is damaged, so if you get execute...
Yeah. There's some
true.
Things. That's a consideration. I mean, if you play the Armor Smith, the Yeti's definitely trading. It's not going to go your face, so... I don't know, you can make a lot of moves here. I guess just to either Armor Up or Armor Smith.
What now?
You can also like play Taskmaster and deal 1 damage to Yeti for the wolf.
Enraged it.
Yeah.
Help him kill you faster.
Okay, so he goes for the armor up. I mean, it's okay. Oh.
Oh, this
Mark
is standard
of the
Amaz play.
Wild.
He did that to me.
Whoa.
Oh, he doesn't. I don't know.
Okay, he's afraid of execute, I guess.
He's
Yeah.
first slam execute. That makes sense because he couldn't. MaSsan kind of slammed execute last turn, so he could still have the combo. You know. That makes sense.
It sets it up too, so that he's already in a position where he needs execute or other ways to remove it. The only way in first turns is to shield block, shield slam. So at this point, I think.
Oh, he's actually getting to get all
but
the damage.
now the mark
Mark of the
could be
Wild.
pretty brutal. Thing is, it's kind of weird to mark here though, because you're so
you're off
inefficient.
curve.
Yeah.
Next turn is really pretty with a Mark of the Wild maybe on the Harvest Golem and then the
Well,
Wild
even
Growth.
if you just play Harvest Golem, you develop the board, and the Fury Warx, if it's the only way to get rid of the Yeti, it's 8 damage total, right?
Yeah. So let's see. This is gonna be a shield slam, right? Shield slam on the Yeti and taking out the Golem. Oh, he couldn't have played his Cruel Taskmaster.
Yeah, unfortunately, he wasn't able to get a full board clear. But at least the Yeti is
now
over
we control the mark.
at 19 health on turn 4.
That is pretty crazy. I'm assuming with how Amaz played this is definitely a mid-range druid, not you know
Maybe
a
just a
taunt, not
token.
ramp taunt.
You know what's
Exactly.
crazy? He is almost in the combo range.
Right. And he's about to reload in a couple turns with Ancient of Lore because he got the Wild Growth off.
Well, he can also top deck the combo and never innervate and just finish it off on turn 7.
Oh, so MaSsan is running double Faceless. That's kind of interesting.
You know, this reminds me of Tides of Time Warrior that likes to do double Faceless, more mid-range.
Yeah, and he was running Leroy as well, so that's like kind of a combo.
Okay, yeah.
Innervate is pretty nice here. You can play Ancient of Lore.
Okay, Amaz just goes for the
Pressure play.
Wrath here. This way he gets to save his damage golem and actually pushes in the 4 damage. If you just innervate out Ancient of Lore, you have to make a decision whether you want to trade or go for the face. You know? So this makes the decision a lot easier.
Well, the scary thing is like if he top decks Force of Nature, then he will be able to
Kill him the following turn.
Yeah, if there is like no armor.
Well, you know, MaSsan draws the answer with the Korokon Elite. And for the first turn, he actually has something on the board.
He's managed to stop the bleeding, but the damage is done. Like,
Yeah. Ancient of Lore.
Ooh, Karn is also nice. But he has
think he's
double
still-
Faceless.
oh yeah, I think he's definitely
Right.
still lower here.
Yeah.
Just Karn isn't enough. You kind of need to draw more cards at this point.
This is a lot
Ooh,
of
Force
damage.
of Nature,
This is
Force
10
of
damage
Nature.
total.
I think Amaz is going to top deck a Savage Roar next turn. I'm just putting it out there now.
There is a Defender of Argus potentially, so
This
okay,
is
that's a cute play.
That's
That's
nice.
a-
And he puts
that's a nice
himself
play.
above
Yeah.
the combo range.
Basically, that gets so much armor for that move.
All right, we'll see what Amaz top decks here.
A Wrath. Well,
You gotta give him the opportunity to play the Cairn.
it's interesting to see whether he cycles the Wrath and innervates a hero power or just goes for the 3.
I like cycling to, again, push closer to potentially getting the combo.
Yeah,
Always
because at this point
threatening.
you don't need the innervate for the combo.
Yeah.
Maybe you should just try to draw into
And you can
more.
potentially deal 20, right? So, like, using Faceless here, it's not putting him out of the range. He has 19 still, so the combo kills him.
All right, well, MaSsan does kill off
Is there
Cairn.
a Savage Roar? Is there a
I
Savage Roar?
feel like it might be coming, but even so,
it's not.
Well, I mean,
It's still 14 points of damage.
one of the big things is that since MaSsan faceless the Cairn last turn and he has another faceless, it's likely that he can do some pretty crazy things next turn because there's another Cairn to
Maybe
faceless.
that's
Right.
why he's playing.
And then he has
And
the
there's also an
Defender of
Argus.
Argus.
There's also an Argus.
So
if you
faceless
faceless
Argus?
Argus, 2 cards.
Oh my goodness.
Even that means that the Force of Nature might not even get through the combo. Okay, so
Maybe he does
also
have Black
face
Knight. He does
Yeti.
have Black Knight.
He has a Black Knight.
Okay,
But he won't be able to
that
combo
is still
off
pretty
of that.
brutal.
It's a really intimidating board.
I think he definitely uses the Faceless
He's going
here.
to do that combo right now. Wait,
it doesn't
oh,
matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's just kind of style points.
Stealth hits. That's cool.
So, 2 big taunt creatures And a lot of value on the board. It's basically a Yeti party.
Oh,
wait, is it lethal?
Is it lethal? I think it might be.
I think it is lethal.
Okay, if you Black Knight the big one, swipe the face,
Wait,
and then innervate out hero power.
It was lethal with
it
swipe
lethal.
and force nature anyway.
Oh, you're right. If he innervates out the hero power, swipe the face.
It is lethal. So I guess it doesn't matter.
Oh.
This is fine.
It is. It's the same damage. 4 to the face. Amaz takes game number 1, and you know druids generally have ability to pressure warriors in this way, and that's why sometimes warriors struggle in this matchup.
Amaz's draw was just so fast. Basically, turn 1 Yeti and had the follow up. You know, he had the turn 3
great follow up,
and he has the Ancient of Lord.
Mark of the Wild.
He has the Ancient of Lord to anchor him as well, no matter how much he invests in his early game cards.
So warrior is out of the way, and rogue is out of the way. What is left?
If MaSsan's playing Shaman, I think now would be the time to come. He could also play Druid Mirror if he feels Druid confident in his
kind of like a coin flip, right?
Well, Druid Mirror, usually the more taunt-heavy Druid wins. So if he has an Ancient of War Druid, maybe he'll pick that one.
Oh, he picks
He's got scenarios.
And I think he has the taunt Druid, like with Sunwalkers and Shenzhens.
Okay, so this is the taunt Druid. This makes sense, because taunt Druid usually beats a more mid-range Druid.
So MaSsan is favored.
Yeah, but Amaz has a good hand. He has a Wild Growth hand, and MaSsan does not have a Wild Growth hand. Wild Growth is just so big. But 2 innervates, though. Oh, how early can this Cenarius get out?
Turn 4?
Turn 4. That's
pretty good.
Or we can do turn 1 Sunwalker, but that's not as good.
Yeah, turn 4 Cenarius is better.
Yeah.
Oh, so Amaz...
If MaSsan top decks Wild Growth, that'd be crazy, because then you would next turn exactly Cenarius. That'd be like the dream opening. So
I guess you just shapeshift.
Yeah, he's debating whether or not he wants to use interface now.
Like, there's no reason to play
Sunwalker.
Sunwalker or even like Bigger Hunter.
You give him this weird niche window of using Innervate Black Knight as well, and then you're Sad Panda.
Yeah, that's true. But
I think like playing Cenarius on turn 4 is pretty sick, because then you on turn 5 you don't have a play, but then on turn 6 you can follow up with Sunwalker, and turn 7 Sunwalker again.
I guess this Black Knight isn't very useful with this matchup, perhaps.
Well, they're...
Druid the Claw sometimes.
I mean, it's okay. It depends whether Amaz goes charge mode or not.
It kind of does matter
on bad mana curve. Amaz actually missed a lot of drops this turn. Even though he hit the Wild Growth, he missed quite a few drops. He missed
turn 4 and turn
5. Yeah. Well, turn 4 he played the Hearth's Golem.
Well, his turn 6 looks pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Like, Karn is nice to get rid of the weird things.
Oh?
Wait.
He's going to spend his turn removing the Harvest Golem.
Wait, he doesn't play the Cenarius here?
I think it's because on turn 6 he has the
Maybe he wants to play
Sunwalker.
Cenarius on 5, then...
Turn Sunwalker on
I mean,
6.
it makes sense, because the 2/3 is good against the creature, but I don't know if you can afford to give that much tempo out. I mean, this is good because it kind of smooths mana curve out.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you had the Wrath on turn 5, perhaps that'd be better.
Ancient of War, so a nice turn 5 to 7.
Maybe he wants to use Cenarius as a buff.
No, I think that's too greedy. I mean, just play it as whatever, right?
Oh, it's Cenarius. Okay. Ooh.
I mean, the Ancient of War is too weak to Black Knight. Anyways. I like the Cenarius over the Ancient of War. So, you know, Amaz has basically a good mana curve from here on, but from here on, when you're playing a mid-range versus a taunt druid, that is interesting.
Wait. I thought he was playing, now he has this big taunter in his deck.
I'm not sure what kind
Did he switch?
No, come on. Admins would immediately be stopping this match and saying, wait.
Okay, so
maybe
Amaz is playing a hybrid.
the deck.
Amaz is playing kind of like a hybrid. Like, I have seen...
like the mid-range ramp.
Yeah, there's like, basically like Dong Shoes List or something. He's like a North American player.
Oh, that's his username?
Yeah, and he actually made this druid. I'm not sure if Maz is not playing the exact list, but it's kind of a similar concept. It's like a hybrid. So there's kind of some nice swipe potential here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what do you do as a follow-up?
Let's see. You can swipe.
Can you
kill
double
everything.
swipe?
You can kill everything here.
You can board clear.
I don't think you need to use other swipe. If you swipe Cenarius, You can
Wrath
the
for 1.
Wrath the 1 on the Sunwalker,
Trade.
trade, and hero power the 2/1
Oh, yeah,
at that point.
that
That seems
makes a lot
pretty
of sense.
smooth.
In which case, you Wrath first, see what you get.
Yeah, you can Wrath first, see what you get. So it looks like he is probably going to play that move. I guess another thing he can do is swipe again on the Sunwalker and innervate out the hero power, but that seems too wasteful.
I wonder if, yeah, it would be wasteful because if you play Ancient of War, I almost feel like he does play Faceless, in which case innervate with the Ancient of War and Faceless is just really devastating for 12 mana.
Actually, I don't think Amaz has Faces in this deck, because if you're running combo in Ancient of War, it's more like that style I was talking about, like Dongshu's list.
Yeah, but
where you don't have
MaSsan can
Faces.
have Faceless, so you probably want to use your current so that it's not Faceless.
Well, he's saying that he doesn't
Yeah,
think he
I
has
don't think there's
Faceless.
Faces in Amaz's deck.
Okay, alright, that's fair enough.
I'm actually fairly sure about that. See the list. Basically, because you're running Ancient of War and the combo, you don't have room for Faceless.
Look at that. Coin Ragnaros.
Coin
He saved-
Ragnaros.
He
I
saved
think
the
no,
coin for
even
that.
though it's
You're
big,
saying Coin Ragnaros.
yeah, even though it's weak against big Game Hunter, like the best turn to drop Ragnaros kind of here is a turn where you can afford to miss, but it's still good if you hit something. And this is that turn. If you if you wait too late and then you miss and then you just say die next turn, that's not good.
That's
This is
definitely
actually a
good
turn
turn.
where you can afford to miss, which is so good. I don't think you can pass up this opportunity. I mean, if you play Sunwalker, it's still weak to Black Knight, right? So
Yeah,
so
all
it's
of
like-
his taunts are weak to Black Knight.
Exactly. So it's not like being weak
Wild.
to big.
But on
Game
the other
Hunters.
hand, are you afraid of like Faceless plus Big Hunter? Like you've seen
that's
Kern,
true.
right? So if there is a Kern, there is a possibility that
Right.
Faceless is there still.
Some of those mid-range druids, I know Hyped from Dumbstorm really likes doing that kind of stuff. Cairn and Faceless and Rag.
Yeah, I mean, Amaz doesn't actually have Faceless. I don't know if MaSsan can tell from the deck list yet, so. Although, from game 1, it seemed like Amaz is playing a hyper, like kind of like a mid-range
Yeah, like an aggro-
ramp.
the aggro
Exactly,
deck.
so that deck doesn't run Faceless.
Amaz also said that he's been tweaking his deck slightly for the event as well. He says he doesn't want to play the exact same list, so maybe this Ancient of War is just kind of a tech in, and he plays a very similar deck to what he's been
There's
using.
something RDU mentioned before. RDU and Life Coach actually said that when you change 3 cards, you change like 10% of your deck. So it
Sure.
changes the how you play. Like Strifecrew's Zoo, where he actually took the Shieldbearer out and
Put the Arcane
played
Golems
Arcane
in.
Golems. It really changes how the deck plays. Like they change the feel and like
It's what you're tapping for, etc.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of finishing potential, and you still don't lose that much board control presence.
Yeah, and it's only 3 cards. So like here with Ancient of War,
This is kind of weird, because...
it's like showing that you have it.
No, because... Yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks. You probably had to do
Nice.
this.
Amaz baited out a Black Knight too
Exactly.
before the Ancient of War was being able to be played. And he even rubbed his hands because he knows how delicious it's going to look. Now let's pay attention closely to how MaSsan reacts as soon as the Ancient of War drops.
Well, you will never expect Ancient of War in this
Yeah.
situation, right?
It makes sense, because MaSsan, at this point, we don't even think he knows that
Right.
Amaz has Ancient of War.
Well, you know, it makes sense as well. He has combo. He drew it to the Savage Roar, so instead he's
He
just going to
gets
choose
for
the
the
pressure.
lethal. He
Yeah.
set
Yeah.
up the
This
lethal next turn.
move is basically a lot more aggressive. You splash damage and swipe. You get more creatures for your combo because you get to play 2, and also you get to charge your creature for 4.
Actually, you win even if the Harvest
guess you
Golem
don't.
token stays alive because that's for 18 damage, right?
Assuming the board would be clear, yeah.
I mean, MaSsan can taunt, but I don't know if it'll save him. So he's gonna combo the clear. This actually sets up.
Yeah, but he's dead.
he's still
Why?
dead.
Oh no, he's not dead. Okay, it's like
Oh.
he's off.
Yeah.
2 damage off.
He's still two. He's still two.
Unless
one
he still
damage
has an
off.
Innervate, maybe he
Actually-
top decks some way to do damage.
Savage Roar again.
Oh,
Savage
Savage
Roar
Roar
swing too.
to redeem Nimsh.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh, Ragnaros is
Rag.
pretty sick as well.
Yeah.
Hey.
Because it hits the face for sure. That's kind of weird that he doesn't go for it. 'Cause
It seems like they don't like Ragnaros.
Well, he also still. Oh, that's true. He puts him at 15. I was gonna say he has the Innervate for the hero power, but
Now
then
it's-
he hero powers. But then
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
The hero power doesn't gain any damage in the Druid Mirror, potentially.
I would definitely Ragnaros there. Like even if it's
Yeah.
like what could happen?
I don't know. I mean, if you're scared of faces, you shouldn't be because you should just.
Yeah, you just win next
kill.
turn
You just-
anyway.
Yeah, even if he like BGH heals up with Ancient of the War, it's 13 because he'd be at 8, and then he'd still be within combo
He would have
range.
to play like Faceless, Mark of the Wild, and then BGH.
I mean, if he can't remove this Ancient of War, it's also another huge target that has 7 damage off the Savage
Well, the big
Roar.
thing is Amaz saw that the Black Knight was already used and that there was no BGH used.
No way
so
to actually like deal
exactly.
with this.
This is really hard to deal with.
Well,
And you still have lethal if this sticks around.
yeah, I hate to bring it
so-
to you guys, but Amaz is really won.
Yeah.
Well,
I think the big
that's-
mistake here was MaSsan not pointing out the Ragnaros on turn 8.
Oh wait,
turn
you mean
7.
like if MaSsan, if Amaz actually like, if MaSsan plays the Ancient of War?
oh no!
Oh, yeah,
the
that's-
Ancient of
that's-
War would have
yeah.
kept him alive, I think, because the Savage Roar would have needed 2 targets to push through.
Yeah, now it's the end.
Oh no! And MaSsan has
I
been
called it
costed.
again.
He didn't respect the combo, but I think at this point he tried to push for something else because
Even if he healed
Yeah.
for 20, he'd still be dead. But that's more than 20 damage.
Yeah,
His
he will
force-
have to. He will have to
yeah.
play the lore.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like if you just play the lore and there is a Black Knight, like you have to make this choice. Like, what are you playing around? If you play around
Yeah.
the combo or if you play around the Black Knight,
And we've been seeing that in the past, where if you play around the combo a little too much, you actually miss up your own opportunities.
yeah, like
Yeah,
I was
for
bluffed, right? But on the other hand, it's like you have to make a decision. Like, okay, if he has a combo, I'm dead. But if he doesn't have a combo,
I have
then
a better
not,
chance of winning.
yeah, exactly. So sometimes you just have to assume that there is no way that you will be dead and play for the win.
So if MaSsan ended up coining out that Ragnaros, how do you see the game kind of panning out from there?
Well, it turned out that Amaz did not have Faceless or BGH. So the Ragnaros was, even if it hit the face, which would be the worst
And
of
missed
the
the
two,
Bane?
then it would still be a complete tempo swing because then Amaz might have to say use the Bane to
Right,
do 4
and
damage
swipe.
and then do some
Yeah.
other stuff like swipe.
Okay.
I forgot the hand at this point, but I see the game turning way differently. And
Okay.
because Amaz, because MaSsan's deck is a favorite in the matchup with more taunters, then
How does he keep doing this?
I just can't believe it.
How does he keep doing
wow.
this? Wild Growth and Innervate.
And coin, he always.
Well, I mean, Coin kind of
always
comes with the
has the
territory. Wild Growth is actually just
and on
really
the other hand,
powerful.
like MaSsan's hand as a shaman is really not that exciting.
No.
I am just flabbergasted. Like, he does this every time. Gets his Wild Growth and has his way to curve out.
So you can do lore here. This is kind of weird. I mean, you playing on Hex, but you're not utilizing your mana, and
I think like he played Harvest Golem because it's really good to deal with the totems, and he will
It
be able to
is.
play Argent Commander next turn with the coin only, and still keep the Innervate for like big turn. Like maybe Ragnar. He can actually play Ragnaros even like, but
I don't think you want to early rag.
yeah, right. Like,
Shaman kill a totem.
exactly like
0-8 totem.
Everything Rag is not good.
Yeah, I mean, lore is much. I mean, lore isn't the worst thing to get Hex, right? You draw 2 cards,
Yeah.
and it's a 5/5.
It pays way for itself. Absorbs the Hex.
I guess you just play Commander here.
Yeah,
and kill
Commander
it.
charge the totem. That works really well.
Still, your hand is pretty nice.
I don't think you want to. You don't want to lore here because then you're dropping a lore into the Flame Tongue totem with another creature out. Like one of the best targets for Argent Commander is this totem.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mana
Because
Tides or
you
something
don't,
like
you
that.
don't, you don't even lose the Divine Shield and you still charge,
Yeah,
which
as-
is really sick.
As we've mentioned before multiple times, this match is about the board control and board presence. Like, if you're able to shut down Shaman with the board, you just win.
Yeah. See, this is so sick because you want to drop Drake here, but because it still
Yeah.
has a Divine Shield, it just feels.
He also just used an Earth Shock, which
Yeah.
is so inconvenient.
So I think what's going to happen is it's going to get hexed and making another totem. That way he has 2 totems next turn for the Flame Tongue
He
totem.
can actually risk Ragnaros next turn because of that.
Yeah, but well, what can you do? You know, because MaSsan has Flame Tongue next turn. He has Fire Elemental next turn. A lot of good moves, a lot of options. So
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
let's risk
He loves his Ragnaros.
well, the Hex just came out. So hopefully his opponent doesn't have removal right there. They don't usually play BGH.
And he kills the totem. Oh my god.
Wow.
That's overkill.
1-8.
I think like when he uses the totem now, he will never get the fire totem again. Because it's so dead that it will just be afraid
Searing
to come.
Totem's been killed
Actually,
8 times.
That's actually really good to kill Searing Totem because the Searing Totem would have
Killed
Kill
off
the
the
frog.
frog, right.
Now he has
Now
the-
Frog tank 3 damage.
Yeah.
That value.
Wow. These tokens are proven to be super valuable.
Oh, swipe here is. I like swipe here.
Yeah, swipe with the Wrath. See what you draw.
It's kind of
There's a
annoying that you
keeper as
can't
well.
deal with the totem.
Yeah,
and
then
there's
you
a-
might hit the totem with the rag.
Oh,
But then
man.
you kill another totem 8 times. So you
Sniper
can-
rag is up.
Oh, nice.
And
okay.
Amaz is extremely happy with
No,
that.
That's
tanking.
better. So this rag is going to be hard to deal with.
7 mana and no options.
Yeah.
At the very least, it's a shaman, so you're kind of spamming totems
Right.
every turn, maybe.
And you know what's funny? Like Ragnaros is
Healing totem? Oh,
You
good.
see, he didn't
That's
get the
big, that's
steering
big.
totem.
Wow, that's big.
No,
No
yeah,
steering
that can't
totem.
heal
No steering
hero
totems.
power.
Now the hero power is
Ragnaros
useless
is signature
against it.
card for Amaz. Like Amaz pays Ragnaros to hit
Yeah.
what he wants.
This looks pretty good for a force, but again, you're kind of forcing to kill some totems. I mean, it's okay. He has some other moves as well, perhaps. Like just, I guess the two big moves here are either Force Nature or Ancient of Lore.
I think it's still force because
Force,
next turn
yeah.
you can Keeper and Druid of the Claw.
Yeah, I mean, if Amaz knows that MaSsan can't deal with the rag easily, you know, there hasn't been a Hex
Sure.
for 2 turns, so at this point you really don't want to play some creature and then leave the 4/4 up for, say, huge amount of spell
Yeah,
power,
also,
right?
yeah,
So,
exactly. Also, you want to deal with the spell power
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
Shaman's part.
so this is much better because if you lure and then you get Lightning Storm for, you know, say
4 to 5.
4 to 5,
Yeah.
and then Lightning Bolt, then you're.
Oh,
He hits
back-to-back
again.
snipes to the face.
That's a must for you.
Wow.
Oh,
And it's getting close to lethal.
Yeah, now he's
Oh,
getting very
man.
close to lethal. In
MaSsan
fact, what's
grimaces.
huge next turn is he has Keeper, so he can silence his own rag and charge. That's
Oh, man.
oh my goodness,
And
you're
that's
right.
exactly 12.
Oh, he needs to play this Feral
Go
Spirit.
Feral Spirit.
He needs to play this Feral Spirit right now. Does MaSsan sense it? Yeah, he knows. He knows. He says,
Yeah.
well, that's 2
Yeah.
targets instead of 1.
And Amaz is like, oh,
Oh, okay.
Oh.
so close.
That would have been such a crazy way to end this game.
Yeah, silence Ragnaros, deal exactly 12.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
Where do you think this rag shot's going?
This rag shot is gonna go to the Drake.
I think it's face
Drake.
again. It's Amaz, come on.
Oh!
Oh,
How
Throw.
does he do it? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Was Drake the best
Man of
target?
mystery.
The Drake is probably the best target.
Yeah, especially if there's lightning storm possibility.
Do you play Totem in Defender of Argus?
I don't know.
At this stage,
At this stage, MaSsan
like
is
MaSsan's kind of at wit's end. He's down
Yeah,
0-2.
I mean, usually rag sticks around for like 1 turn, right? This is like a rag that
Wait.
stick around for 5 turns.
If MaSsan loses this, he's out.
Yeah, this is the last game. He's
Dude.
down 0-2. He draws a lightning bolt.
Okay.
Wild growth.
Okay, so he has nothing from his hand that has any immediate effect. So
Draw cards.
there's probably no lethal.
Yeah.
Savage Roar?
Oh!
Wait, does that?
I think you still use it.
You could use it though and kill.
I
okay.
don't think that.
Oh,
does
come
that.
on.
Oh, you have a potential lethal.
Right, he could have
potential
shot the
kill.
face. But he goes.
Just clears.
I think at that point you're fine with either target.
He's just toying with him. Oh my god.
MaSsan needs an answer to something.
Lightning Bolt
Mm.
is not an answer? Wait,
No, it's
he can
not.
actually
Double
use
spell power totem.
Alakir, and
Alakir.
Lightning Storm. Oh, okay, it's also...
So he's leaving up rag. So this makes sense.
This
Yeah.
makes a lot
because
of sense.
rag has to get lucky to hit anything. I guess. Yeah. I mean, even if it's the face, it doesn't die.
Oh!
That's a mouse.
This is the
Well.
only Black Knight target. Right?
Yeah.
Pretty much. in
There's
this
only
deck.
one Fun Fail Spirit or the Taunt Totem that might come up.
There
he
might be a
actually-
lethal.
can
There
he
might
actually
be a-
win it?
yeah,
He might not
There might
need
be
it.
a lethal way this turn.
The Druid
Okay,
of
so
the
if
Claw.
if you drew a call, Savage Dwarf,
Hero power.
Hero Power, you can take out the 5/3 with your Hero
Sure.
Power.
Set up a
And
potential
then
way to
you
coin
can
flip.
50-50, or you kill the totem. So
I
this-
feel like this series is over right here.
Ragnar is
And
just
it's just so fitting. It doesn't matter. Oh, of course it does. You know, I didn't have to really try hard to predict that one. MaSsan, he doesn't even know what to do.
I don't get it.
MaSsan doesn't
How
even know what
can
to
that
do.
happen?
How's he going to...
How can
wait,
Rag just?
How can
I
he
think
just
I have a
win the
theory, I
game
have a
with
theory.
Rag?
Amaz is directing
Look at
the
him.
Ragnaros.
Look at him. He's like, yeah, just another day in the office. Of course he does. This doesn't even make sense. You know, you ban
He's
his
so composed
priest.
about it.
You ban his priest. He has Ragnaros and other decks. I
Yeah,
made this
you
joke
run
off stream,
Well, Amaz
and it's
would run.
true.
Turn
Amaz
one.
runs Ragnaros every deck.
Yeah, it's okay. You can actually repeat it because we said it offline. So the joke was that MaSsan actually banned Amaz's priest.
Because he's scared of the Ragnaros.
He was scared of the Ragnaros. But then
Joke's on him.
Amaz actually had Ragnaros in every other deck. So
I am dumbfounded, but at the same time, I'm not surprised. And it's not even just the Ragnaros. He also curved well.
Turn
most of
one
the games.
Yeti.
Yeah, the
Wild
wild growth,
growth.
innervates, double
Every
back deck.
game.
Every game.
It's like Millennium Cup all over again.
It's just like what everyone resents about Druid.
But we
the
are
wild
here.
growths.
Intel Extreme Masters. Amaz doing it again.
He's in top 4.
Ragnaros,
He's in top 4. And, getting one step closer to not only securing that $10,000 prize, but padding his #1 status as the world-ranked Gosu Gamers guy.
Yeah.
Took a while for me to get that one out.
I think he just passed RDU.
He just passed RDU, but...
RDU
RDU's
is next.
playing next. He has a
RDU
chance.
is next. He's going to be playing against Xiao Soul, the guy that came second in your group in Group A.
The handlock.
Handlock.
The handlock player, that's right, with like the Shenzhen.
With like a lot of Arcane Golem.
The Arcane Golem. He plays a lot of interesting cards. Again, having that Eastern Asian flavor to kind of mix with the standard staple decks. Taking a second to, again, break down what could have MaSsan really done differently that third game. Was it just really that RNG, or do you feel like he played something different in his early turns that kind of spelled disaster?
I think he played well.
I mean, I guess like you could, if he knew about the Rag, he could have saved his Hex. But then his other move is playing the Drake into a 4/2 Divine Shielded Urgent Commander, which is kind of weird. Plus, you have to innervate out Rag there, so it's kind of less combos, because you need the innervate too for Rag.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to do. I think MaSsan played fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was good. It's just that Amaz really played well as well, and he had this bit stroke of luck. And he paid Ragnaros beforehand, so he directed the game with Ragnaros, like, totally dominating it.
At this point, I don't think he pays Ragnaros. Ragnaros has to be related to him.
Dude,
in
I'm
some part
still
of the
sorry for that Searing Totem.
family. It got blasted all the way
man.
back to the time. It's
I wonder
crazy.
if we'll actually see Searing Totem like in the future matches.
Oh, that's ridiculous. All right, well, we've had lots of fun. We're coming down to our last quarterfinal, which is Ardu versus Xiao Soul, and then we're going to head to the semifinals to wrap up the day. You're watching the Intel Extreme Masters here in Shenzhen, China. When we come back, the last quarterfinal here for IEM.